all the presidential candidates for the Nigerian presidential elections, 3 have actually been topping up the charts, and that is Peter Obi of the Labour Party, Bola Asiwaju Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress, and Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party. Now, these 3 men have been having different controversies on social media on who is likely to win. But today on this video, we're going to be focusing on Peter Obi and seeing reasons why he may likely win this 2023 presidential election. Now, moving on to the story for today. Nigerians actually have high expectations concerning their financial well-being and the nation's economy after the election. And as a result of this, 52% of Nigerians currently believe that only Peter Obi can bring about financial freedom in Nigeria. That is to say that this 52% are actually thinking and hoping that he is the said Messiah that is actually people have been waiting for, people have been praying for. He's actually going to restore us and put our financial level back to its rightful place. Now, Peter Obi has actually eaten deep into the system and the fabric of most Nigerian youths. Unlike other elections that have actually been experienced, Peter Obi has been able to rally around over 60% of the Nigerian youths. And that is to say, by INEC has actually said that this 60% actually are newly registered voters. So where have all these people been before now? This is actually a tremendous change. That even if the entire Southeast doesn't really vote for him, he still stands a higher chance of winning, because youths from other regions are actually campaigning for him to win this next election. This next election is actually going to be for the youths, by the youths this time around. We're hoping it's actually going to be better. Now, moving on. Now, looking at the votes in some geopolitical zones that will be shared between Peter Obi and consequently other presidential candidates, Peter will definitely have a comfortable win in Southeast and South-South, except probably in Delta states where his votes may be shared between himself and Okowa. This is simply because in Nigeria today, almost 1 in every 3 voters have received either calls, heard about Peter Obi, or have been visited by the obedience movement. That is made up of youths firmly in support of the Labour presidential candidates. Now, moving on, as a result of the current situation in Nigeria, such as the whole Naira redesigning policy, the crazy lines you meet at the bank, you can't even have access to your money. Now, even the fuel scarcity, you're buying a liter for 400 Naira, and a lot of insecurities and various agitations. Now, Nigerians see Peter Obi as a unifying factor, and as a result, Nigerians will treat this political presidential election as a referendum to incumbent president, like the ruling All Progressive Congress and its presidential candidate, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as well as that of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, and will decide to massively vote for the Labour Party's candidate. This is actually going to be the first time in history whereby a smaller party, an unknown party, is actually topping up the charts. Whether he wins or not, he has actually been able to stand for his party. But well, a lot of people actually say he's going to win. Let the best man win the race. Now, moving on, the 2023 presidential election is going to be taking place in an extraordinary environment. Now, in the history of the Nigerian general elections, owing to the dichotomy in the ruling of the All Progressive Congress and the activities of the G5 governors against the presidential candidates of the People's Democratic Party. Now, the open seat nature of President Muhammad Buhari's economic policies at this time, and the fact that 2 PDP states have thrown their support to the Nigerian redesign policy, these are Bayelsa and Edo states, only succeed in giving Peter Obi a greater chance to win, as Nigerians will not want to associate their votes with those who would support and bring them to untold hardship. No one needs to tell you what the Nigerian Naira redesigning policy is actually costing. It's making you and I not to be able to purchase. We can't transfer. Bank apps are closing. In fact, there's no money to even actually make an exchange for what you even buy. So you see some people still buying on credit, having the hope that at the end of the day, when all this is settled, they're going to pay their debts. Let's hope and let's keep dreaming of a better Nigeria. Now, finally, Peter Obi would likely win over 70% of votes that will be casted among Nigerians, either low or moderate income earners. And as such, he would also win over 54% of votes to be casted by affluent Nigerians. Now, the major indicator of this is the fact that the current economic meltdown in Nigeria does not only affect the poor, but cuts across every class in the Nigerian state, as almost every online poll set up to predict the outcome of the 2023 presidential election has shown that Peter Obi has the right judgment to make a good president. Now, wherever you are, wherever you may find yourself on Saturday, get your PVC, go down straight to your polling unit and cast your vote for the right candidate. This video is not to campaign for a particular candidate, but it's to urge you to go out there and make your vote count. As a youth, whoever you are, make your vote count.